Heidi, it's your sister. Reply. Are you awake? Are you sleeping? If you're sleeping, wake up. What? Oh, you're awake. If you were awake, why didn't you answer me? I was sleeping. I woke up to the noise of the phone call. What? That's terrible. Don't be so mean to your sister. Come on. You don't know what time it is? You've been ignoring all my calls. Give me a break. You call me sis, sis, sis. It's annoying. You usually ignore me and treat me like I don't exist. I've never had a good conversation with you when you call yourself sis. Well, it's true that I'm your big sister, isn't it? I thought I should talk to you as soon as possible. It's important. Important? About your wedding in a month. Give it to me. Huh? Are you talking in your sleep? I'm not talking in my sleep. Then do you know what you're saying? You've always wanted what's mine. It's insane for you to want my wedding too. Yeah, but you can't have a wedding anyway, can you? It's a waste, so I'm just going to take it from you. I'll make the wedding as beautiful as yours. What do you mean? It's because I got your fiancé, Harold. What? You can't be serious. Because when I met Harold for the first time, I was freaked out. I thought he was definitely the man of my dreams, right? You were just attracted to his looks, right? Well, that's part of it, to be honest. A good-looking guy who is the son of a company owner is too good for the ugly Heidi. I'm the pretty one. That's why I took him. I mean, I'm the big sister, so I'm better than you. All of your things are mine. Harold also said that I'm more lovely as the future Mrs. President. Oh, I see. Either way, I guess I need to talk to you guys face to face at least once. I'm going to the parents' house this weekend. You guys should come. Oh no! Why not? I don't want to see your ugly face before our big wedding day. It's bad luck. Besides, a jealous ugly girl has nothing to lose, and I don't know what you would do. Scary. I've had enough of this. Do whatever you want. Of course! But I'll at least give you the bare minimum of trouble. So do what you have to do, Ruby. I won't give you any leniency just because you're family. What are you talking about? You're supposed to think for yourself. You're not that stupid. Ha 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 ha! You're so jealous right off the bat, ugly girl. Heidi, you're 28 years old. You need to grow up. Say whatever you want. Harold.
Oh, Heidi.
Ruby told me about it. You know what you did, right?
Of course I do. I feel really bad about what I did to you. I thought I didn't care how you looked as long as you were good-natured. But still, I realized that as the eventual president of the company, it's important to look good when my wife is standing next to me. That's when Ruby came along, and I knew it was fate.
And looking good too. Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm losing interest.
I'll pay you whatever compensation you want, so let me have the wedding with Ruby.
I don't care anymore. Suit yourself.
So it's okay?
I have no idea, but I've lost interest in marrying you, so do whatever you want now.
Thank you. I hope you find someone wonderful someday.
Heidi! What's going on? Why didn't even one guest from the bride's side show up? Heidi! I mean, why aren't you or mother and father here? All my relatives didn't show up either. Not one of my friends showed up. What's going on? You must have done something. You're disgusting. You did this because you have an ugly grudge against me. How dare you do this to your sister? Say something. What? The notifications are so annoying. Why hasn't anyone from the bride's side shown up? What? Explain it! No explanation. Nothing. I just told everyone that the wedding was called off. I don't know what happened from there. Then what about father and mother? What about our uncles and aunts? The bride just changed from one sister to the other, so it's strange that even my relatives didn't come. Not even one of my friends came. Don't ask me, especially since I don't know any of your friends. You didn't have any friends who would come to your wedding, huh? I do! Why didn't you come either? You got jealous and did something, didn't you? No, I'm not jealous. I'm surprised at how much better I feel. I still don't feel good about it, so I don't want to be at your wedding. I mean, I wasn't invited in the first place. Don't quibble! Just call everyone back now! I'm not calling them back. I just told everyone involved that it's called off. As long as it's not my wedding anymore, that's as far as I can go. It's your wedding now, and the rest is for you to contact the people you want to invite yourself, right? Perhaps you didn't send out invitations to anyone? If that's the case, isn't it natural that no one would come? You are so mean! Do you really enjoy humiliating your sister so much? No, I'm the one who got humiliated. It's pretty embarrassing and miserable to report a breakup, you know. And it's about how my sister stole my fiancé. Mutual acquaintances already know. What more do you want me to do? You're terrible! This happened because you didn't do what you should have done for your own wedding. Don't put the blame on me. Then what about mother and father? I told them I'm marrying Harold. It's not right that they didn't attend their own daughter's wedding. What do you think? Whether they go or not was their decision, wasn't it? It's not like they were forced to go. If they didn't want to go, they wouldn't go. It's their daughter's wedding! How could they not come? You definitely did something. You locked them up to keep them from leaving the house. No, I don't think so. You're lying! Because I moved so far away from home. What? Moved? I've heard from them, but they never mentioned anything about the wedding. I didn't know what was going on there until you called me. What do you mean you moved out? You don't know? I'm a miserable woman who lost her fiancé to her sister. People around me try to make me feel better, but it's like they're touching a tumor. I feel bad about that. I wanted to live a fresh and clean life in a new place without being bothered by people. The sooner I moved, the better, so I took the plunge and moved right away. What's with that? I've got a big wedding going on. Why is the ugly one living clean and clear? It's the result of your negligence of what you should have done. It's like you already hijacked my wedding. You're insane. You should have at least contacted the people you wanted to invite and explained it to them yourself. Ruby, you're 29 years old now. Get a grip. You should have told me I had to do that in the first place. I told you to think for yourself. You're old enough to know better. Don't depend on me for something like that. I'm not an elementary school teacher. Oh, but let me stop you right there. I start my first day at my new job the day after tomorrow. I want to be at peace on that day, so don't contact me anymore. Wait a minute! I'm not done talking yet. See you later.
Heidi, it's me, Harold. I'm sending this from my work account since my private one seems to be blocked. I'd like to talk to you about a few things. Whenever you have a free moment, please reply.
What? You don't know what it means to be blocked? It means I don't want to talk to you.
Don't be so cold. Actually, Ruby and I are divorced.
I see. I can't believe you lasted 2 years. I bet your wedding was a disaster.
Ruby was insistent, and it took us a long time to get divorced. In that wedding, the bride's side didn't get any guests. I used my father's connections to round up the guests, and we managed to get through it, even though it was an hour and a half late. But I got a lot of flack for the fact that the bride's name was different from the invitation.
Well, of course. Normal people wouldn't have changed the bride's name and had the wedding ceremony. Ruby didn't seem to have done any preparations for the ceremony herself. She didn't even send out the invitations again.
Our married life was a mess after that. Ruby was actually a crazy woman. I gave her my credit card for everyday purchases. She buys brand name goods to the max, doesn't do housework at all, and usually stays out overnight without telling me.
You didn't realize that before you married her?
Yeah, I was totally fooled. She grew up in the same environment as you. I thought she'd be able to take care of the house and care for others just like you. And being a beautiful woman, I thought she was perfect. I didn't expect her to be like that on the inside.
Well, she's a smart and beautiful girl at first glance.
Why are you so different? You two grew up in the same environment. How can you be so different?
Same environment? I wonder.
Huh?
Ever since I can remember, that girl has been pampered by everyone around her just because she's beautiful. Some people even compared her to my appearance and used me as an example for praising her all the time. Both my parents and I repeatedly told her not to get on her high horse. Ruby just laughed and said I was jealous of her beauty. After graduating from high school, she moved from place to place with men who lived alone. She came home only 2 or 3 times a month. Basically, I never heard from her. She's now 29 years old and she's been living a life like this. She must have spent her life being paid off by men. So of course, she was a spendthrift. I knew she wouldn't settle down just because she got married. And I was right.
Ruby, she was like that.
I think our family is responsible for not being able to correct her behavior. But when she took you, my fiancé, and hijacked our wedding, I thought, oh, you're screwed. My parents and I decided to cut her off, so she's nothing to me anymore. Well, I didn't think of her as my sister from a long time ago anyway.
I didn't know that. Hey Heidi, can we start over?
No way.
That's a quick answer. I know it's my fault, but maybe you could think about it a little more.
If you don't get back together with me, your brother will be the next president, right?
Why? How do you know about that?
I heard it from a friend back home I'm still in touch with. Your parents, for what it's worth, liked me. But anyway, I can't.
Don't say that.
I'm already married.
What?
So, goodbye. After the divorce report from Harold, I thought that maybe Ruby would contact me with a different phone number or app. I got a new phone with a new number that day. Actually, my parents had moved out of their house and Ruby didn't know that. Sure enough, she had been asking everyone she knew for my parents' contact information. Since everyone knew the situation, nobody would tell her. I heard she was in a lot of financial trouble and had finally hit rock bottom. On the other hand, I got married to a man I met through a trusted aunt's introduction. I want to build a happy life with my husband who loves me and is not bound by appearances.
Stella, do you have time right now? I'd like to talk on the phone if I could.
Oh, I can't. I'm on the plane. Will you please not bother me?
Plane?
I'm traveling with my boyfriend, Kevin, starting today.
Oh, I see. I'll text it to you. You can at least look at it, can't you? I'd like to start discussing the divorce. Can you arrange a time?
What a hassle. I left the divorce papers. Why don't you just submit them?
I'll do it, but we need to talk about alimony, property division, and so on. I don't want to leave the money talk vague.
Oh, that's right. Then that's a different story. Well, I'll tell you what I want for now.
What do you want?
First of all, I would actually like $50,000 in compensation. Well, that's the number that comes to mind. I'll settle for $40,000. You should be grateful.
Huh?
Also, let's split the property in half. You have about $200,000 in savings, so $100,000 each. That means I'll get $140,000 in total.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
The division of property is to divide the money we saved together after we got married. It doesn't apply to each other's personal property that we had before we got married.
What?
Even if we split it in half based on that, well, I'd say 4,000 to 5,000 is about right.
That's not much.
You've been spending it all since you started having an affair. We were saving up for a baby or a house, but you dumped it all on dinners and hotels with your lover. 2 years ago, we had 400,000. If you have kept it, it would have been 200,000.
Oh God, I screwed up.
And the compensation too.
Huh?
In this case, you're the one paying because you had an affair, and I'm the one getting paid. You're not entitled to a penny.
Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, I see. This is your lie.
Huh?
Since you don't seem to know, I'll tell you, okay? Property division and alimony are both for the benefit of the woman who is financially burdened so that she won't be in trouble later on. You are the one who pays the alimony because you are the one who earns the most money.
I'm not saying this to be mean, so I suggest you look into it.
It's no use trying to make me nervous. I'm glad I found out about it ahead of time. I almost got fooled.
What the?
What?
I heard there was an adulterous woman who said something similar on the internet once. I never thought I'd find someone with the same train of thought so close to me. How can you speak out so openly about a misconception without doing any research? In a way, I respect that.
I was just speaking common sense. I will be sure to charge you compensation that you are to pay.
I'm going to hire a lawyer, and then I'll charge you compensation. You and I live in such different worlds that I don't think we'd agree.
You're too stupid to understand what I have to say. Do whatever you want, LOL. You'll end up being ridiculed by the lawyers anyway.
Oh well, don't come running to me later. What?
Let's stay married after all.
Huh? It's only been 3 hours since our last conversation. What's going on?
Kevin dumped me.
Huh? I thought you were on a trip having an affair.
We were on vacation, but he dumped me. Kevin was concerned about your text messages, so I showed them to him. Then, about the division of property and alimony, he said you were right. He said he didn't think I was such an idiot and that he didn't have confidence for it to work with us anymore. He said the trip was canceled because he was breaking up with me and he went home by himself. You were really right. I didn't know.
It's good you realized it early.
That's why I'm going back to your place today.
No, don't go back.
What? Why? We're not having an affair anymore. That's settled, right?
You think you can pretend the affair never happened?
It's over.
Either way, I just submitted the divorce papers. It won't matter if you come back.
What? You said we'd discuss it properly before you served them.
At first, I thought we'd talk it out, come to an agreement, and get divorced. I was naive. I decided that with you only thinking in terms of convenience, it would be too much work. I decided to divorce you first, and then get a lawyer.
Don't you love me?
It's normal to lose your feelings when someone is having an affair.
I love you.
Where's your beloved Kevin?
Don't tease me.
That's my line. Do you think anyone would believe a woman who has had an affair with someone when she says she loves him? If there is such a person, he is the highest kind of fool.
Anyway, I'm going home. Let's talk about it.
There will be no one there when you get home, and I changed the locks earlier so you can't get in.
What?
I've made arrangements for you to sleep elsewhere in case of an attack. I told you, there's no point in coming back.
Then where am I supposed to go?
Go back to your parents' house.
I can't.
I called them and told them I filed for divorce.
That's even worse. My parents are furious about this.
Of course they are. I'm meeting with my lawyer tomorrow. I'll call you when I'm ready.
Oh, come on.
I'm going to make this very, very difficult for you. Be prepared.
Don't cut off the conversation so suddenly. Pick up the phone. Talk to me.
Please, pick up the phone.
What? What the hell? You're being a pain in the ass. Don't call me a million times.
It's an emergency. Oliver, come home. My water broke.
What? What did you say?
My water broke. I'm having the baby. Where are you? Come home. I have to get ready to go to the hospital.
What a pain in the ass. You're gonna have to go by yourself. I can't. I'm busy.
What? No, it's not about being busy or anything. My water broke. The baby's coming. Get it?
So what? Why don't you just go to the hospital or wherever? Don't bomb me with calls. You're a pain in the ass.
Why? What are you talking about? What are you thinking? You're going to have a baby? By busy, what do you mean? You've already finished work, haven't you? I don't know where you are, but come home soon.
I can't. I'm at the airport. I'm going on a trip with Carla. I won't be back for 4 or 5 days.
What? Wait, Carla? You're still seeing that woman? You said you'd never see her again. And what's with the trip? You knew I was about to give birth. You told me you'd never cheat on me again. You promised.
That was just a promise. You're an idiot for believing that. You know what? It's your fault. Just because you're pregnant and you're sick with morning sickness, your hair is shaggy, you don't wear makeup, you don't cook anything good. You have a belly, you're out of shape, and you abandoned your womanhood. You aren't even doing your job as a wife, which is to take care of your husband. You can understand why I want to be pampered by Carla. If you don't like it, try being a good woman who won't make a guy cheat on her.
I can't believe you. You said you didn't want to break up with me. You got down on your knees and said you'd never cheat on me again. I thought I could forgive you because it was your first time, so I rebuilt the relationship. I even kept quiet about it to your parents. You betrayed me.
Because if I had just left you like that, I would have had to pay alimony, right? You even hired a professional to collect all kinds of evidence. You're so sneaky. That's why I cried so hard and got down on my knees, just until things cooled down.
Oh my God, that's terrible. You're a real jerk. I'm leaving you. I'm divorcing you this time. I still have proof of the last affair. I'll make you pay alimony. I'll never forgive you again.
You're really out of your mind. That stuff is long gone.
What?
And that photo evidence you hid from me. The investigation report from the detective agency, everything. I erased all the evidence of the affair. I found it and threw it away while you couldn't get around. Otherwise, I wouldn't have openly declared an affair. I'm not an idiot like someone I know.
No way! Why?
Your argument is too weak. Even if you divorce me, you can't get alimony. You don't have a single piece of evidence. I'll delete this message in a second. No one will believe anything you say. You're just gonna cry yourself to sleep, aren't you?
That's terrible. You're horrible.
Say what you want. You don't have any parents or relatives. You can't get a divorce. You'll be a single mom with no alimony, and that's just hard. If you swear to be a house slave for me and Carla, and you get down on your knees and cry, I won't divorce you.
Who's gonna get down on their knees for you? You're a bastard! I'll never forgive you! Even if you get down on your knees and apologize, I'll never forgive you this time!
I don't need your forgiveness. Well then, I'm going on a trip with my girlfriend. If you want to have a baby, have it alone. I don't give a shit what happens with it. Don't call me while we're on vacation. Well then, good luck. Sis, I've been getting a lot of calls from you for quite a while now. Is something wrong? What do you mean, it's something wrong? What have you been doing? Why did you keep ignoring my calls until now? Oh, I'm sorry. I was on a business trip. It was an important trip. I just wanted to focus on work. I had to turn my phone off for a while. Business trip? How dare you? How can you leave your home with a pregnant wife in the last month of pregnancy? Aren't you worried about Eleanor? You're my brother, but you're a horrible person. I had to work. I had no choice. No need for excuses. It's already too late. What? What do you mean? The ceremony was over yesterday. The ceremony? What ceremony? You don't mean a funeral? Yes, I do. I sent you a bunch of messages. No, sorry. I haven't seen them yet. Oh, the funeral. You don't mean it's Eleanor's? Oh my god. You think it's because I've been away? And the baby too? Oh my god. I should have stayed home. I'm sorry, Eleanor and the baby are in heaven. How am I gonna live on my own now? What? What are you talking about? It was our mother who died. What? Our mother? Mom passed away. The funeral was yesterday. What? Why Mom? Not Eleanor and the baby? I thought Eleanor and the baby went to heaven. Huh? The baby was born safely 3 days ago in the middle of the night. Eleanor is a little tired, but she's fine too. No way. Seriously? Are they safe? Eleanor and the baby too? What the... Don't confuse me like that. What was that reaction? It's as if you're disappointed that they're okay. No way. There's no way that's true. Don't be weird, sis. I'm glad they're okay. But I can't believe Mom died all of a sudden. I'm shocked and confused. Mom, she was frail, but she wasn't sick, and she's been fine lately, hasn't she? How did it happen? You hypocrite! Whose fault do you think it is? You are the disappointment as a child. Huh? Why am I the one who's getting yelled at? You know, Mother died because she found out about your infidelity. What? 3 nights ago, Mom called Eleanor. She wanted to visit her, but Eleanor didn't answer the phone, so she asked me to check on her because she was worried about her. So I went to see her in the middle of the night and found her at the front door in labor. I rushed her to the hospital. In the delivery room, she talked about your past affairs and how you left her when her water broke and went on a trip with your girlfriend. When Mom heard about it, she collapsed. She was in shock and she just... Mom had always been frail. She was in the hospital, so they were able to treat her right away, but they couldn't save her in time. That's how shocked she must have been to hear that her own son was a cheating bastard. No, what? Wait a minute. Why are you talking about me cheating on her? Where's the proof that I cheated on her? I didn't cheat on her. Eleanor is lying. She's jealous because I'm busy on a business trip. I bet she lied to get attention. That's enough. I've got tons of evidence. Photos and reports Eleanor collected in the past. Eleanor showed them to me too. You can't get away with it. You're lying. I'm sure I threw everything away. You've always been out of touch. Eleanor made sure to back up everything. She hid them in a place you'd never look. And the outburst you texted this time, and your declaration that you're going on a trip with your girlfriend, it was all captured in screenshots. Looks like Eleanor was one step ahead of you. You can't be serious. You already saw everything? I saw it, and so did Dad, who came over later. Dad and I are both furious. I can't forgive you for my mother dying of shock because of you. And I can't forgive you for taking such a nice girl as your wife and then playing around with another woman. And you left Eleanor when her water broke and went on a trip to cheat on her. You're the kind of person who thinks that if Eleanor died because of that, you'd hook up with your lover. That's why you were so happy when you thought that Eleanor and the child died, right? Shame on you, you bastard! No, it wasn't. It's not my fault. It's all her fault. She made excuses for the pregnancy. She stopped doing her chores, stopped wearing makeup. She stopped being a woman. And when I went to get a girlfriend for comfort, she made a big fuss about cheating, divorce, alimony, and so on. I'm the one who has to live with someone who stopped being a woman. It's her fault for not trying to be more feminine. If it's alimony, I'm the one who wants it. You'd understand, wouldn't you, sis? You'll take my side, won't you? You've got to be kidding me. Eleanor risked her life to have your child. You betrayed her and put her in danger. And now you're telling me she's not doing the housework? You're no more than a kid with the brain of a junior high school student. No, but I don't think it's my fault alone. You are all blaming me, and it's terrible. Shut up. I'm sure Dad will tell you officially later. We're disowning you from our family. It's your uncle's company you work for now. He'll fire you before you can cause any trouble for the company. And you'll pay Eleanor alimony and get a divorce. What? Wait, disowned? What do you mean? Fired? This is a final decision. From now on, you're not allowed one step in our house. And you're not allowed to have any contact with Eleanor or her child. I'll kick your ass if you break any of the conditions. We don't need a scumbag like you in our family. Wait a minute, sis. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I never thought my mom would die of shock. If I had known, I never would have cheated on Eleanor. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Apologizing to me won't make up for what you did to Eleanor. It won't bring Mom back. Go to hell. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. No way. I'll never forgive you. Oliver and Carla were then apprehended by Violet and her relatives. They were dragged out in front of her relatives, and he was disowned by his father. Next, he was made to pay alimony for the affair in one lump sum and promised to divorce me. Finally, Oliver's uncle fired him. Instantly, they were both kicked out with nothing but their clothes on their back.
Oliver became unemployed and penniless, and after a big fight with Carla, they broke up. Once he sent me a video of himself crying and apologizing and tried to get back together with me. After that, Violet went to physically beat him up, and I never heard from him again. I am now a single mother. My father-in-law and Violet care about me and help me. I am able to manage my life while raising my child. I also visit my mother-in-law's grave every month. I'm sorry to have gotten her involved in my problems. But thanks to my mother-in-law calling me that night, both mother and child are safe and sound. I will continue to offer my gratitude and offerings to her.
Agnes, you lied to me. I didn't think you were that kind of person. I guess I didn't see that.
What's the sudden commotion? I don't understand. What do you mean I lied to you?
Don't play dumb. I'm talking about living expenses. I've always thought that $1,000 a month was a lot. I asked my coworkers about it, and they said some is definitely being pocketed. I know you're spending my hard-earned money on luxuries. I'm not gonna let you do that anymore.
I'm sorry, I'm missing the point. Where did you get that idea? I'm not pocketing anything. I'm not splurging, I'm saving.
Shut up! Don't make excuses. Starting next month, I'm lowering the living expenses to $500. You make me work all the time to pay the bills. I want more money to spend freely, too.
500? Are you serious? How am I supposed to manage on that little?
A friend Mike at work says he only puts in $500 a month. That's how good his wife is at making ends meet. If Mike's wife can do it, why can't you?
Mike just got married, right? And they live with his parents and don't have kids yet, right?
We can eat well on $500 a month, too. In fact, when I was single, my monthly living expenses were about $400 to $500.
Why are you comparing your single years or newlywed family? We have 2 high schoolers and a junior high schooler, and they're all on sport teams. We use 20 to 30 pounds of meat a week. We blow $500 on meat alone.
It's your job to make ends meet. There's gotta be a way, like using cheaper meat. You're terrible at handling money. As a wife, you're not considering the fact that you're in charge of the family's wallet.
What? You think it's my fault? If I put cheap meat on the table, you'd get angry and say it's not good. And does that $500 include rent and utilities? Does your friend's $500 include those too?
I don't know about that, but anyway, Mike says $500.
Maybe it's $500 a month for food only. In our house, $500 is just for food for a week. How are you gonna live on that?
$500 a week for food? Come on, that's spending too much. You should save more. You are a woman.
I'm still trying to save money by going to sales and stuff. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. $500 is a small price to pay for a growing kid.
When I was single, I spent only a few dollars a day on food. You can do it with more people, right? You know what? I don't want you to skimp on meals. I want you to prepare 3 healthy meals a day, just like you've always done. You can work it out by going to cheaper supermarkets.
You need to know that what you're saying is crazy. It's impossible to cut costs on food without changing the meal. I mean,
Do you really think you can eat 3 solid meals a day for a few dollars? When you were single, your diet consisted of macaroni and cheese, right? A few dollars for 3 meals a day with a main dish, several side dishes, and salad. What about the cost of living? Besides food, you have utilities, a mortgage, and taxes. And you have to pay for the children's school materials and clothes too, you know? Even so, $1,000 is still a lot. I'm the only one losing money. I'm tired of wasting my hard-earned money. I won't pay more than $500 next time. You say you're the only one, but I'm paying the same amount. And when it's not enough, I pay extra. I work, I pay the bills, I do the housework, I take care of the kids. All you do is go to work. If anything, I'm the one who has the hardest time. Don't act like you're a big shot. Housework is easy. Anyone can cook and clean. You're a superb wife if you can do your job and housework perfectly and save money. If you're gonna go that far, why don't you try it yourself? Try to save $500 for the next month. A month? I'm gonna cook dinner? From shopping to cooking, you have to come up with a different menu every day. 3 meals a day, including lunches for the kids. I'm not heartless either, so $500 for food alone. If you try hard and go to supermarkets that are even a penny cheaper, can you really cook the same amount of food as before even with $500 a month? Try it yourself and you'll see. But I have a job. It's impossible. Oh, I'm working while I'll do it. Don't tell me you can't do it. You said anyone can do it, right? All right, I'll do it. $500, and not just for food, but for utilities and everything. If I can do it, I'll only pay $500 the next time. Deal? Okay, deal. If you can do it. After that, I gave Sean $500 for food for a month and left him in charge of the meals. He was very enthusiastic at first, but there was no way he could feed 5 people with $500. The meals gradually became more and more skimpy, and the children complained about it. Within a week, he apologized to me, understanding how much money we usually save. I carefully explained our family's expenses in the family budget book and made him understand that $1,000 was reasonable. Sean apologized profusely to me and started to help me with household chores little by little.
Hey there, is this the number of Diane's husband? Tommy, is it? Are you there? Yes, hi. It's Toby. May I know who this is? Cyril, I hate beating around the bush, so I'll just say it straight up. I'm Diane's boyfriend. So yeah, nice to be acquainted with you. Excuse me? She's my wife. So what's this about? What do you mean by nice to be acquainted with me? Come on, dude. You know what I mean. You're the one who reached out, so how about explaining everything clearly in your own words from start to finish? You don't like beating around the bush, right? Huh. Whatever, man. I'll tell you what I want. Jeez, you're a hassle, Grandpa. You're making a big fuss. You're probably the type people dislike at work, right? How is my work relevant to this conversation? Let's cut to the chase and continue. Ugh, I'm Diane's boyfriend. I guess from your perspective you might call it an affair. But she's totally into me now. She's my girl. You, on the other hand, are no longer needed. Just go ahead and get a divorce already. And then? Huh? If you want us to divorce, you must have made some preparations, right? Preparations? It would be quite ridiculous if you thought you could just blurt out that you're having an affair and demand a divorce without any thought or plan. So, I'm asking, but you sound like you haven't prepared anything. What did you say? You think I'm ridiculous? I haven't said that. I was just hypothetically discussing the possibility that you might be one if you haven't made any preparations or plans. So have you? Of course I have. That's great. Well then, I'll kick Diane out of our place right away. What? If you've made preparations, that means you've already talked to her, and you're ready to welcome her to your place, right? Well, can you hold on a sec? What's the matter? I'm sure you've thought of a scenario where a cheating wife gets immediately kicked out of her husband's house, right? Maybe. Okay, then, she's currently at work. So, as soon as she gets back, I'm gonna have her pack up and kick her out tonight. Tonight? Well, you see, I'm living with my fiancé right now. It's gonna be a real mess if she shows up out of the blue, you know? Oh my, you've been juggling 2 women, huh? Well, that's none of my business. Whether you're a clueless idiot or not. I'm just here to make sure she leaves as planned. Whatever happens next is up to you. As for the divorce, I'm going to discuss alimony and all that stuff through a lawyer. I'll serve her with the divorce papers once they're done. Wait. Okay, that's it from me. Diane, you don't need to come back home after work. Even if you do, I won't let you in.
Why?
Just head straight to your boyfriend's place or go back to your family.
Wait, what? Boyfriend? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're getting at.
Well, a guy named Cyril messaged me.
What?
To be honest, I was planning to have you pack your stuff and leave on your own, but then I thought about it, and I don't want you to come to my house anymore, you know? So I've arranged for movers to take your things to Cyril's place. Just let me know where you end up later. We'll need to talk about the divorce and alimony in the future, so make sure to stay in touch. Oh, and I'll have a lawyer handle all of that. I really don't want to talk to you directly anymore.
Don't just assume things and steamroll ahead. You think I'm just gonna say, okay, sure, out of the blue? Seriously, don't just blindly believe everything he says. Is there evidence that I've been cheating?
Yes.
Huh?
I've known about your affair for a while now.
What? No way.
I was actually in the process of gathering evidence and was planning to bring up a divorce soon, but then Cyril spilled the beans. It was such perfect timing. It's almost too good to be true.
No way.
For me, it just moved up the schedule by a few days, so whatever. The divorce papers will be sent to you in a few days.
This is too sudden for me.
If you really want to get divorced from me as soon as possible, just cooperate.
Oh, God.
Hey, a-hole. I'm older than you, you know. Show some respect. This isn't the time for that. Because of you, my engagement got called off. How are you planning to take responsibility for this, darn it? Oh, just to clarify, what exactly is my fault here? Because you kicked out Diane, she bumped into my fiancé at my apartment, the whole 2-timing thing got exposed. Ah, what a chaotic scene to imagine. It's not my fault you were the one 2-timing, right? Well, isn't that just fine and dandy? What's fine about any of this? I'm dealing with cancellation fees for the wedding venue and whatnot, and it's turning into a huge mess. But you were serious about Diane, right? So you went ahead and made a declaration of romantic conquest to me, even though you know she's not the easiest girlfriend to have. That basically means you're serious about her and don't want to let her go, right? I mean, you were telling me to get a divorce, so you must have been thinking about marrying her. In that case, it should have been a relief to smoothly break off the engagement with the other woman. Diane will get a divorce, and once you both are free, you can be happy together. Wait, that's not it. It wasn't really that serious, you know? You know you can't just break up a marriage and then claim your declaration was just a casual joke, right? Regardless of your true feelings, you're in a position where consequences are due. What's your problem, dude? Don't give me a lecture like you're all high and mighty. The fact remains that I got dumped because of you, so you should be the one to pay the $150,000 I've been asked for. Oh my, she's asking that much? That's quite a hefty sum. My fiancé is from a prestigious family. That's why we booked a renowned venue and a famous wedding planner, like the kind celebrities use. And our honeymoon was supposed to be lavish too, but now all of that got cancelled, and I'm getting billed for it. Ah, I see. Yeah, the price for fooling around with a married woman turned out to be quite steep. Don't act all nonchalant. Listen, you better pay $150,000 by the end of this week. Cyril, you sound to have forgotten, but... What? You are sued for $25,000 in compensation for damaging my car in a parking lot. You were caught on surveillance camera, remember? Never mind that. $150,000 is a top priority. The $25,000 is meant to offset as a compensation you owe me, resulting in a net zero payment. So it's $150,000 from you. Hurry up and send me a check. Just so you know, the deadline's this week. You're well aware of what happens if you're even a little late, right? Hey, where's the check? Well, hello there. No need for greetings. Just hand over the $150,000 check already. Yesterday was the deadline, you know. I told her that you caused a 1-day delay. Oh, right. As a penalty for being late, double the amount. $300,000 now. What the? Don't play dumb. It's common sense that delinquent payers get a fine. I'll pay the $150,000 as promised to my ex-fiancé, and the other half will graciously serve as my immediate living expenses after getting fired from the company. So deliver the check pronto. What are you talking about? Haven't you forgotten something again? What? The $25,000 you've been charged is due today. It seems like it hasn't been paid yet. Huh? That's because you said you'd pay me that amount as compensation to offset it to zero. Go back and reread our chat until you get it. You see, Cyril, have you come up with what you're demanding after consulting with experts like lawyers? Huh? Listen, there's no lawyer out there who'd listen to your crazy claims. In other words, that $150,000 or $300,000 you're screaming at me to pay is nothing more than a fantasy. Fantasy? What are you talking about? It makes no sense. Don't you get it? I don't have any obligation to pay you $150,000 or $300,000. But you have to pay the $25,000 today. Plus, you also need to cough up the $150,000 your former fiancé is demanding. But you kicked Diane out in the first place. My affair wouldn't have been exposed to my fiancé if you didn't. So it's all your fault. I'm the victim here. Regarding that matter, the thing is I found out about your affair because your former fiancé contacted me. No way. In other words, your affair was already exposed long before the day when they had that confrontation. That can't be true. She knew everything already? To tell you the truth, she and I had actually planned to bust you and Diane on the spot. You're kidding. But you had to go and expose the affair so casually just days before our plan was set to happen. So we had to change it on the fly to this mess. OMG. I got worried that maybe you guys would run off together, but it turns out you're a complete idiot. And that worked in my favor. I never expected you to try and make me pay compensation. Enough with the name-calling. Oh, by the way, we recently found out about a third woman in the picture. Huh? It seems your former fiancé is considering an additional revenge for that. Additional? Furthermore, the third woman also happens to be married. I hear he is quite outraged, so you better watch your back. Hold on a sec. How am I supposed to pay? Your former fiancé mentioned it might be around 200,000 in total. 200,000? Alright then, just pay me the 25,000 you owe right away. Please wait. I'll be waiting for the deposit then. This isn't happening.
Hi, Toby.
Oh, the cheater. Is this about the alimony payment deadline today? There are about 2 hours left.
Well, the thing is, I'm thinking of getting back together with you.
Oh,
Well, I'm actually heading your way right now.
I see. So what's the deal?
Since we're getting back together, I guess I don't have to pay the alimony, right?
Are you serious? Don't mess around.
Right.
So that means you can't pay the amount I demanded, right?
I definitely don't have the money. I mean, I've only been working part-time. You know my financial situation, right?
You even depleted our joint savings with your affair.
Yeah, that's true. My parents can't help me financially either. I wasn't prepared for this, so as a way of apologizing, I thought I'd get back together with you and spend the rest of my life making it up to you. I'll listen to everything you say from now on and be a faithful wife.
Have you made a formal apology to the former fiancé of Cyril?
Not yet. I'm planning to do that once we get back together.
I see. Well, come over then.
Okay. Toby! Hey, answer me. When I arrived at the house, I was put in a wagon car.
So?
They said they've arranged a job for me and I have to go there now. What's going on? Did you set me up?
Cyril's former fiancée said she's helping you guys out by arranging a job. You're lucky that there's a workplace that would hire someone like you.
What the heck? I didn't agree to anything.
This was done with your parents' approval.
Huh?
I'll change the lump sum to monthly installments for you. Make sure you work hard and pay it off.
What are you saying? This can't be happening.
I had heard that Cyril's former fiancée was the daughter of a wealthy family. Apparently, through her connection, the CEO of a certain construction company took pity on the two idiots who couldn't make payments. Now, they're working separately on various construction sites, working hard to keep paying off their debts. The rotten attitudes are also being straightened out in the process. So far, they've managed to pay every month without any delays, so I guess they're somehow making an effort. As for me, I quit my job when I got divorced and became a freelancer. I also moved out of the old house. I decided to live in a rural area where I didn't know anyone, trying to start fresh. I've been building new relationships, attending my first home garden, and enjoying my single life positively. Is this the new number of Claire? Oh, I managed to get it through a mutual classmate. The previous number was inactive. It's been 7 years since we got divorced, huh?
What do you want now?
I have something important to tell you, so I really wanted to get in touch.
Alright, make it brief.
You have kids, right? Twin boys.
Yeah, I do. How did you know?
I saw you guys at the mall last weekend.
Oh, I didn't notice.
So here's the thing. How about we give our relationship another shot?
Huh? Wait, why are we jumping to that topic from a chance encounter? Did you go through all the trouble of finding a new number just to bring this up?
I'm serious. Those twins, they're my kids, right?
What?
I know, you probably found out you were pregnant after we got divorced, but you couldn't bring it up, right? You've been raising them on your own for these past 7 years, haven't you? I'm sorry for making things tough for you all this time. From now on, I'll be there to support you, so don't worry.
Hold on a second.
What is it?
Why do you think they are yours?
Well, you did want to have my child. Now that this has come to light, I also bear responsibility. Plus, it's better for them to be raised by both parents, right?
But you've remarried and you have a wife, right?
I divorced her.
Really? Why?
I got married to a young girl because I wanted kids, but she couldn't conceive. I need a son and heir. I talked to my mom about finding another woman who could finally give me children. But if you've already had mine, that changes everything.
I really don't understand what you're saying. Are you serious?
Of course I am. I know it's sudden and it's confusing. My mom was overjoyed when she heard about it. We've been stressing over heir issue for so long, and now we have 2 boys to solve it.
Hello? Please, don't get ahead of yourself.
About what?
I don't know where you were observing us from, but if I was pregnant at the time of our divorce, the child would be around 7 years old now, right?
That's right.
My twins are only 2 years old.
Really?
First of all, I haven't seen you since the divorce. The age and physical differences between a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old are pretty obvious. So why did you suddenly decide they're your kids?
Then, whose kids are they?
They're from my current husband.
Seriously? Wait, you remarried?
Yeah, I mean, it's logical, right?
I don't give you permission.
We're divorced, so who I marry is none of your business.
So where are my kids then? What about the twin heir situation? My mom is over the moon about it.
You got it all wrong, so you should explain it to her yourself. And by the way, haven't you realized the possibility of your own infertility?
What? Infertility is something that affects women, right? Why would a guy like me?
Male infertility is a thing, you know.
Really?
Just do a quick Google search. Information is easily accessible.
I looked it up. You've got to be kidding me. So, am I infertile?
I was just talking about the possibility. But I heard you had your second wife go through a bridal check before getting married. Even then, she didn't get pregnant, so...
Cut it out. I don't want to hear this.
Fine, I won't say anything, but don't you think it's a good idea to get checked just in case?
No, it's not necessary.
Okay then.
You've got your twins over there. I don't need to have more kids. Maybe it's better to just claim they're mine and get back together.
You're out of your mind. Even if your mom's not the sharpest tool in the shed, she'd figure out they're not her grandkids, just by their ages.
We could just say we were together when you got pregnant.
That would mean I was having an affair. I'm happily married now with my wonderful husband and kids. I won't make myself miserable with ridiculous lies just to become unhappy again.
Are you saying that getting back together with me would make you unhappy?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Jeez. That better be a lie.
I don't get why you can't understand this. I've been constantly harassed to have a grandson, a male heir, and to continue the family legacy. You guys called me a barren woman and kicked me out. After enduring such treatment, why would I want to go back to you?
We have sons now, and that's all that matters for peace of mind.
That's not the point. Anyway, just stop bothering me. I'm going to block you now. If you see me in public, don't even think about approaching me. I'll call the police if you keep this up.
Wait, why can't you understand? If you just come back to me with your twins, everything will be fine. Come on, please. I don't want to make my mom sad. Sorry, babe. My return got delayed by a day. Something came up and I need to make a quick stop. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, is your business trip getting extended? I was looking forward to you coming back. Ugh, seriously, your job is way too demanding.
I'm really sorry. It's tough being away while you're pregnant. I'll be back the day after tomorrow, so it's not much different. How are you feeling? Is there something you want me to get for you? Are you okay with morning sickness, swelling, and all that?
I'm perfectly fine. Morning sickness subsided around the 5th month. If anything, I have more energy than usual, to the point of overeating. The doctor said I can start doing a bit of exercise too. I go for occasional walks. And don't worry, Mom gets the necessary stuff for me, so everything's fine.
Great. How are things at your parents' place? How are they doing?
They're doing great. In fact, they're like 5 times more energetic. They're so eager to babysit their future grandchild. I'm only 5 months along, but they're going ahead of themselves. They're already buying baby clothes and stuff. It's pretty amusing.
That's really sweet. I'll have to thank them later. Maybe I should bring a bunch of gifts when I come there.
Don't worry about it. They're buying things out of excitement, and they're happy about my return. Just bring them some beers or something.
Okay, I'll do that. Anyway, at least everyone seems to be in good spirits. Sorry for being a day late, but as soon as I get back, I'll come pick you up right away. Take care of yourself, babe. Don't catch a cold.
Got it. I know. Come back soon, okay? I miss you a lot.
You too. By the way, where are you now? Are you outside?
Why? I'm at my parents' house.
Oh, that's funny. I'm here too.
What? Where? Hold on. What do you mean? What are you doing there?
I mean exactly what I said. I'm currently at your parents' house. Your mother and father are right in front of me.
What the? Wait, what about the extended business trip? What about the story that you'll be home a day later? Was it a lie? Why did you lie to me?
I never lied to you. I never said that the business trip was extended from the beginning. I just mentioned that there was a place to stop by. The fact is, I'll be returning home one day later. I'll be staying with your parents today. So where are you? I don't see you anywhere. Did you lie about being here? Why?
I'm not lying. I'm just at the convenience store. Maybe we just missed each other. I'll be back soon.
Can you really come back so quickly? You're at a lakeside resort out of town.
Huh? How do you know?
Guess. Listen, I know everything. About your affair.
What? It's a misunderstanding. I haven't been cheating or anything. What do you mean you know everything? What are you talking about? Do you have any proof?
The other guy is your ex-boyfriend from college. You've been seeing each other for months now. You were planning a trip with him, taking advantage of my business trip. You said you were going to stay with your parents, and you told them you'll stay at home. It's all been checked out. By the way, your parents have been reading this chat from the beginning. They're stunned by how you lie so naturally. Your father's furious, and your mother's sobbing.
No, hold on a second. It's not what you think. It's nothing to do with cheating. I just came here to hang out with my friends from college. It's a normal trip among friends, nothing more. Just because my ex-boyfriend happened to be part of the group, it's unfair to jump to conclusions about cheating.
Then why did you lie to me and to your parents? Why couldn't you just tell us honestly? Wasn't there a guilty conscience behind it?
It's because I'm pregnant. I thought you guys would be against it. That's why I couldn't be honest with you. I thought maybe if I didn't say anything, it wouldn't be a big deal. Get it now? That's the truth.
Well, all of that has been exposed as lies, you know. Come on, just admit it already. Piling up lies on top of lies will only make it worse for you.
Huh?
I'm well aware that you've been alone with another man. Since I realized the possibility of you cheating, I've had a private investigator tailing you all this time. It cost me some money, but the results have been quite rewarding. Thanks to that, I brought a lot of souvenirs to your parents.
Wait, what are you talking about? Souvenirs?
Obviously, they are photos that prove the affair. There are videos, chat histories, and all sorts of things. I have everything printed out. They're taking a look at them right now. I could make 5 photo albums out of these.
Stop it! There's no need for you to show those to them. Why would you do something so cruel?
I didn't want to show good-hearted people like them that their own daughter was having fun with another man, but I had to make sure they saw it for themselves.
Make sure of what?
Who the real father of the baby in your belly is.
Oh.
I calculated back from when you got pregnant. There have been more times with the other guy than with me. In my estimation, I think it's probably his child. What do you think, Lou?
That's just... It's obviously your child. Of course it is. It's outrageous to doubt that.
Because you've been doing things that make me doubt you. So in conclusion, we are getting divorced. I'll charge you alimony.
What? Divorce? Alimony?
And I want a DNA test on the child to be sure. If it turns out not to be mine, I won't pay child support. So be prepared for that. Well, considering that there's a real father, there shouldn't be a problem raising the child.
Wait, I can't marry him. How should I put it? He's between jobs right now, and he doesn't have any money to raise a child or anything.
He's just jobless, right? Didn't he get fired from his previous job for embezzlement or something?
How do you know that?
I told you, everything's been investigated. Since the other guy became unemployed, you've been hiding him in the apartment you used to live in before our marriage. And you've been taking money from the house to support him. On top of that, you two are using my money for this trip too. It's all out in the open. After doing all of this, there's no way I can forgive you, you know. The divorce is final, and I'm definitely going to ask for alimony.
Wait, I'm sorry. It was just a spur-of-the-moment thing. At first, I was just trying to help because he was in trouble. I never had any intention of cheating. Please, forgive me. I can't marry him. I can't raise a child alone. I can't even ask my parents for help after this. Please, give me one more chance. I'll do anything.
And give you another chance? Are you kidding me? I've given you so many chances to tell the truth, but you just kept lying, making excuses all along. If you thought you could get away with it by not admitting it, you're completely wrong. Bad deeds catch up eventually. I don't care what happens to you after the divorce. I have no intention of raising the child of the other man, and you better repay the money you used.
Oh, please. Please, just one more time. I'll change my mind. I'll do my best for you. You say the child might be his, but the child isn't at fault, is it? If you don't take care of it, it'll have a pathetic life.
Don't use the child for your convenience, you coward. I've told you it's not my concern. Almost certainly it isn't mine. After the divorce, I won't have anything to do with you all. If you're really willing to do anything, then disappear from my sight and never show your face again.
Oh, please. You see, I was feeling lonely. After becoming a housewife, I gradually drifted apart from old friends. You were often on business trips, and you didn't pay much attention to me. My life was so dull, doing the same chores day in and day out. I was lonely, you know. I didn't know what to do.
Lonely? What are you talking about? You quit your job right after we got married, didn't you? I even suggested you continue working until we have a baby, but you said we could manage with just my income. You made the decision to be a housewife without talking to me. And about drifting apart from your friends, I'm told you said it was pathetic if women have to work to make ends meet after marriage. You tried to take some unnecessary high ground, isn't that right? You basically initiated your own isolation, and now you're acting like a tragic heroine. Unbelievable.
What are you talking about? Who told you that?
Your old friends. They mentioned that every time they met up with you, you were trying to one-up them, and they got tired of it. They also said you've changed since you got married. Besides, you were aware of my frequent business trips from the very beginning. I felt bad about it too. So after we got married, I tried to avoid long trips as much as possible. And being a homemaker is a job too. It involves managing the household tasks. You willingly chose to be one because you wanted to. Feeling lonely doesn't justify cheating.
Ugh, that's harsh. Why are you putting me through this kind of pressure? I'm struggling too, you know. Isn't it okay to relieve some stress once in a while? It's your fault for leaving me alone. And come on, isn't it likely that you fool around with girls while on your business trips? I'm sure of it. It's not fair that I'm the only one being blamed.
Don't deflect the blame onto me. Your accusation is baseless. Do you have any evidence? If you do, show it right now. I guess you don't because I've never done anything like that. Anyway, let's communicate through lawyers from now on. No direct contact. I'll also change the locks at home. Go to the hotel or to the other guy's place.
Hold it! Even though lawyers are experts, they're still outsiders, right? I don't think it's a good idea to put them in the middle of a marital problem. I believe we should start by having a proper face-to-face conversation between the two of us.
I don't want to talk face-to-face. I've already communicated everything to my lawyer. If you really want to negotiate properly, you should hire one too.
Where would I find the money for that? I'm a housewife and he's unemployed. I can't afford to hire one.
That's not my concern. I'll send you my lawyer's contact information. It's late. I'm going to bed. Good night now.
No, wait. Hun, please listen to me. Honey!
I extracted as much alimony as I could from Lou. Our divorce was finalized without ever facing each other again. After the baby girl was born, a DNA test confirmed that she wasn't mine as expected. Lou apparently had disputes with the other man over money, leading to a heated argument and a breakup. She left her baby with her parents and disappeared. The baby was adopted by her brother and his wife. I hope that she'll grow up healthy and not resemble her lousy parents.
Olivia, you're coming out for Christmas, right?
Good evening, Grace. I'll be there on the 25th.
Can't you come on the 24th? We have a lot to do for Christmas.
Just because you are our second son's wife doesn't mean you don't have to help. As long as my eldest son Tim is single, I need you to fulfill the role of the eldest daughter-in-law. Don't be so naive just because you've only been married for 2 months.
Sorry, it's a weekday this year and I have to work too. I'll be there on the evening of the 25th, so take care.
Well, let's say it can't be helped this time. Oh, and if that's so, does that mean James will come home on the 24th? His company closes early every year, so he can stay until New Year's, right? It would make me so happy if he came home early.
Did James talk to you by any chance?
Huh? What?
It's James. He's received a transfer order. He got caught up in the preparations for the change in his work schedule.
Oh, that's very sudden, isn't it? I didn't hear anything about that.
It seems that there was a sudden vacancy in an important post at the new location. James was selected for that post. He's busy with the process of turning over the responsibilities.
Well, is it an important post? Does that mean he's been promoted?
Yes, it does.
Does that mean he got a raise in salary?
Well, yes. I think the reason why you haven't been told yet is things have been hectic and also that he is under a bit of pressure. With that said, I think it will be difficult for him to go back home.
Oh, well, I see. Now Tim and our retirement are more secure than ever. If that's the case, I'll let it go this time only for the late info.
Thank you very much.
Nevertheless, I'll leave things as they are for you to do, Olivia. Come as soon as possible and do your wife stuff. I won't let you skip out on helping just because your husband can't come.
By the way, what am I doing?
Put up the Christmas tree and decorate it, and cooking. Make a roast chicken, a feast, and a Christmas cake. No pre-made stuff, it's not healthy. Everything must be homemade.
What the...
Olivia? You were already gone when I woke up. Where are you taking off to so early in the morning? Get back here right away.
Good morning, Grace.
What are you being so nonchalant about? You left halfway through what you were asked to do.
I finished everything you asked me to do, okay?
You didn't finish putting away the tree.
I don't think you asked me to do that.
What are you talking about? It's only natural that the person who put it up should put it away. Besides, you bought all the food pre-made. I told you no pre-made food.
I can't work until the night of the 25th and make all the food by hand. Even you were happy to eat chicken.
That's one thing. This is another. Oh yes, when is James coming home? He couldn't make it for Christmas, but he'll be back at the end of the year, right? You should give Tim a Christmas gift this year too. Well, I think $2,000 is about right. When he gets here, he can give it to Tim in cash or just deposit it. Please tell James for me. Also, my husband and I want to go on a trip next month. $1,000 should do it.
James can't go home this time.
What? Why?
As I told you before, he has to take over at his new location.
Is that so? Oh, by the way, Olivia, you're quitting your job at the end of this year, right?
Yes, I am. That's why I've been so busy with the details that I couldn't take time for Christmas.
Then, you'll get your severance pay, right? This year, you should give Tim $2,000 too. And $1,000 for our trip, of course. No, I think I'll need more.
Why?
Ever since he started going out with you, James has suddenly become reluctant to give us any money. He doesn't care about his parents, who should be respected, and his older brother. Isn't it natural? Well, let's triple the amount I mentioned earlier. Make it $9,000 in total. I'm sorry, but I don't have time for this. You know what, Olivia? You've only been married for 2 months, so maybe you don't really get it. You've become member of our family. You need to put us first. Anyway, we can't talk about all of this by texting, so come back here right away. I'm wondering. What? I don't want to hear excuses. No, it's not that. Didn't James contact you yet? About what? James, he's overseas. Overseas? What? On a business trip? No, it's not that. The transfer I told you about the other day, it's to a branch office overseas. Huh? The vice president there is coming back for family reasons. James was asked to take over for him. He's been there since mid-December to take over the position. What? I haven't heard anything about it. Oh, I see. I thought James had already told you. I'm sorry. I should have filled you in myself. What is it with you people? So you're telling me that James went overseas by himself? I'll have to hear about this in detail. Get your butt back here. I mean, how many times do I have to tell you this? You don't seem to know what it is to be the wife. If James is going to work alone, this is the time. It's time for you to move in with us. I'll make sure to teach you how to be a good wife. I'm gonna be tough, so be prepared. Excuse me, Grace? Yes? I'm sorry to interrupt your fun. I'm not going there either. Huh? I'm going to where James is too. Huh? You're going to spend New Year's with James? New Year's, I mean, that from next year, I'm going to live abroad with him too. What are you talking about? I didn't hear anything about this. I thought James had already told you. I'm sorry about that, but I can't change my plans. You didn't tell me that you suddenly decided to leave. Yes, his overseas assignment was suddenly decided. Considering the possibility of having children in the future and the environment there, I thought that it would be better for us to go together than for James to be transferred alone. That's what we decided. How long will you be abroad? Well, let's see. It seems that there is a plan for James to eventually become the branch manager. I think it's almost certain that he will be a permanent resident in the future. Wait a minute! What about Tim? Who's going to take care of us in our old age? Huh? Your mother-in-law's old age? Isn't that exactly what Tim is supposed to do as the eldest son? But Tim doesn't work, you know. Wouldn't it be a pity for him to have to start work now when he's already 36 years old? So I was planning to have you and James take care of Tim and us in our old age, right? Oh, excuse me, the train is coming. I'll leave you now. I'll be busy working on moving and such from here on out, so I don't think I'll be able to reply to you anymore. Oh, hey! Wait a minute! Olivia! After that, my in-laws, having lost their golden goose, James, went to his company and asked them to cancel his overseas assignment immediately. Naturally, they were coldly rejected and were turned away. But they still made a commotion, so they were reported to the police, and the police took them home. James, the second son of my parents-in-law, was what you might call an exploited child. Until he met me, he was at the mercy of his parents and gave them money whenever he was told to. I told him over and over again that that was not right and that he could live freely, and here we are today. In the midst of all this, we took advantage of the offer of an overseas assignment and cut ties with my in-laws at the beginning of the new year. Now, we are beginning to get used to living abroad, and we are spending our time stress-free as a couple. Evelyn, are you alone now? Yes, I am. I'm home alone. Can I help you? Then could you please come to my house right away? Oh, right now? Yes, of course. Your mother-in-law is asking you to. Now that you're my son's wife, there are things you have to do. What do I have to do? That's obvious. Cleaning the house, cleaning the bathroom, preparing dinner, doing the laundry. There are so many things I can think of right now. It's almost afternoon, and if you don't get here soon, I won't even be able to eat lunch. You'd better hurry. Yes, well, even though the other day you called me over to make soup for lunch, you said it tasted too salty and didn't look good and threw it away just after one taste. You also made a mess when I was vacuuming. There's no end to it, and I think it would be faster if you did it yourself. I don't want to be called over for that. Well, you've got a big attitude for a wife. Troy is going to have a hard time as a husband. Are you listening? I'm being tough on you to shape you up because you are not up to grade as a wife. If you don't get it and you talk back to me, I can make it even harder. That's not shaping someone up. That's called bullying your daughter-in-law. I heard that there are mother-in-laws who pretend to be kind at first, but as soon as the girl gets married, they reveal their true nature. You are one of them, aren't you? What did you say? In the 2020s, when the 2010s have ended, aren't you ashamed to still be talking like a bad mother-in-law from the 1960s? I guess you've been watching so many old dramas that your mind has stopped in the 60s. Just hurry up and come over here. Now that you're my daughter-in-law, you'll have to learn our family's way of doing things. No, we haven't registered yet. What? I don't owe you a visit even if you ask me to. I don't want to take care of someone else and be bitched at for it. Wait a minute. Didn't you guys say you were getting married last Monday? Yes, that was our original plan, but we've changed our plans. We're going to do it later. Why didn't you tell me? I'm Troy's mother. How can you not tell me such an important thing? You did this without telling Troy, didn't you? No, it was Troy's suggestion to see how you would react because of what happened with his brother Jackie. What? When Jackie got married, you bragged on his wife, Anna, so much she was losing hair. I heard that Jackie found out and cut you out of his life. That was just Anna's lack of patience. I disciplined her because she was pathetic as a wife. And yet, that's how they returned the favor. Jackie will eventually come to his senses and see that I, his own mother, was right. It seems that you have a fundamental misunderstanding. Both Troy and Jackie didn't ask you to discipline their wives. Even if I wasn't asked to, it's my job as a mother-in-law. I don't remember assigning Mother a job to me and Evelyn. Huh? Is what Troy said. Hey, Evelyn, you said you are alone now. What's going on? While Troy was at the store, I got a message from you. What? I was alone when we started texting, but he just came back. Troy can't use this app on his cell phone, so I'll type the following on his behalf. I'm going to register our marriage, but I'm going to take Evelyn's last name. I'm cutting off my relationship with you. What? I sent a copy of Evelyn's and your messages to Dad as an email attachment. Wait a minute! He called me back and sighed, saying she hasn't learned anything since the time with Jackie. He also agreed to let me take Evelyn's last name. I won't allow it! Also, Evelyn and I moved to another state, but I'm not telling you where we live. What? I'll keep seeing Dad, but I'll never see you again. What are you saying? I'm really sorry that it's going to end the same way as with Jackie. That's all. That's what he's saying. So please don't contact me in the future either. If Troy disowns you, you'll be a stranger to me too. Evelyn, aren't you being too deceptive? Troy is our eldest son. He would never say such a thing, would he? He said, then ask Dad. He looked like he was about to cry. He was on the phone with his father. Oh, come on. I'm doing this for your sake. Throwing away the food I took the trouble to cook? To intentionally throw garbage all over the place and yell at me for not cleaning up? To go around the neighborhood saying, I'm a useless wife who can't do anything? Kicking and yelling at me when you get frustrated? I didn't do that to you. That's what you did to Anna. I, Troy, and Troy's father all know what you did. Troy didn't want me to go through it too. He decided to isolate us from you. I can't thank him enough. Troy, don't be hasty. This is the last request from Troy and me. Please don't interfere with our happiness. Now if you'll excuse me. Evelyn, please, answer. I can't get Troy on the phone. I want to talk to Troy, please. My husband just asked me for a divorce. Please, give me another chance.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.